Not you trying to be more American than the American.
Why are you faking your accent?
It's not even your country for
They
real.
so funny. They think if they play American enough, they will be
You're
American.
actually such a wannabe.
Hi, wannabes, and welcome or welcome back to the Wannabe Americana podcast, a podcast for outsiders by an outsider. I'm your host, Biani Isibor. Hi, hello, how are you all doing? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this episode because I feel like finance is the second highest thing that takes a toll on international students. I mean, if you're a parent, I'm basically funding your lifestyle in the US or wherever you're based in. Things are gonna be hard, okay? And honestly, things were hard for me, and I'm just going to kind of like share how I process and like how you could like navigate that. You know what I'm saying? So let's get right into the episode. Okay, I'm going to like set the scene for you guys, okay? Because like I know like we always like kind of set the scene for each other every single time. So set the scene for you guys. I moved to the US and parents had paid tuition and all of that good stuff. And I was getting allowance, you guys, okay? And I was getting $100 monthly allowance. Bless my parents, because in my mind I thought $100 was a lot of money. And I think that's probably because in my head my mind was still like naira focused. So like $100 in naira is about 100K. So like in my head that was a lot of money. But like one thing you need to do when you do come here is you need to tweak your brain to kind of like adjust to the local currency of wherever you are at. Because if you keep on focusing on your hometown currency and like how large the amount of money is, you're not gonna survive. You're going to basically starve to death, literally, because if you buy groceries for $50, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I just spent like 50,000, or I just spent like 65,000 for just groceries. Da, 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 da. I don't really know, those things. Like, at the end of the day, baby, like you are not based in your home country anymore. You're literally based in wherever you're based in. So like just focus on the currency that you're located in so that you don't lose your shit. Okay, but I was getting that amount of money and then I went to like meet my parents and tell them like, like I don't think this money is enough anymore just because I'm basically spending like $60, $70 on just groceries. And I'm not even like buying the crazy shit. Like I was just basically buying like regular stuff. And the money was just going. Right. And by the time I like added like, oh, I need a new book for school, I need to get a new device for school. Like I'm not about to tell them to send me like $30. Like that's dumb. So like I would just use the money left and then I have no money to kind of like survive for the rest of the month. And it was just like, yeah, like I do need money. And then my parents would be like, oh, you're spending beyond your means. And I don't know why like that statement is so triggering to me because it's like, I wish I was spending beyond my means. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to buy like cute clothes. I wanted to buy like cute clothes from Shein. I wanted to buy like cute clothes from, PLT. Like I would see clothes and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so adorable. This is what it is. But I'm like, I don't have the money for it. So I'm not about to like spend my last dime buying clothes. Like, does that make any sense? So like that statement used to trigger the frick out of me. And I think like with, you know, where I'm from, like money is such a huge thing. Like it does cause arguments and then, statements like, oh, you're being selfish or you don't care about people back home. Like you're just collecting money. Like that became a thing. And honestly, that really affected me because he was like, I wasn't even trying to be selfish. Like I was just asking because I needed it for survival. You know what I'm saying? So like I was done hearing those kind of statements being thrown at me, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get a job. Like, I'm done with like asking, and also like I felt bad because like me also asking is like I had two sisters back home, and coming to the US, that's a lot of money. Like, my parents were really spending a bank for me to just like be alive here and like go to school here. So I get where they were coming from and I get their POV of things, but it was also like at the same time, like I wasn't necessarily just asking them for money for the most random shit, you know what I'm saying? So I get where they were coming from, and I didn't want any money that was meant for my siblings to be coming my way, and then my siblings would like not have enough for them. Like it was just a whole very messy thing. I'm so sorry, like it's not my fault. I'm the first child, so like I'm very, very like I overthink a lot. Like I hope like you all tell. I overthink a lot about like things like this. So I'm just like I just don't want to like cause an issue. I don't want to like start an argument. I don't like arguments. I would just like figure out a way to like solve it by myself. So I decided to get a job on campus because you're only allowed to work on like the school campus, right? And I mean, they were paying like bare minimum wage for 20 hours. Like your limit was 20 hours and you couldn't do anything else. So I had told my parents like, oh, I was getting a job because like there was a conversation where I needed to get a new laptop for school. And there wasn't money for them to send to me. And it was just like, I need to start working to actually make this money. And then my parents were like, especially my dad was like, bro, like, I didn't send you to school to come and be working. I sent you to school so you can focus. Like, and I get where he was coming from just because like as you guys know from previous episodes, I used to cry a lot with my parents and I really struggled with school and I was having like mental breakdowns like every other day because of school. So like imagine that and then adding work to it. Like it didn't make any sense, but I had to do it because like that was the only way I was going to be like, okay, like even if like school life was falling apart, emotional life was falling apart, financial life was not gonna fall apart. Because like if all those three things fell apart, it was like I'm done. Like I'm literally done. And at this time I wasn't like I knew about God, but like I wasn't like super, super close to him where I could like put my 100% trust in him. So it was more so like I was carrying all this weight by myself type shit. If that made any sense. So like I told my parents like, like I completely get you guys' POV. I get where you're coming from. Like you're just worried and scared just because like you have seen me struggle with school. So I understood that. So I got a job where like there wasn't too much pressure with like work. I mean, bro, we're in college. Like why am I doing all this? You know what I'm saying? So like I tried to get a job where I wasn't like doing too much and like I could see myself actually doing it. I really wanted like a sit down job so that I could also do homework as well. And I mean like for it's different for everyone. If I'm being honest, like you don't necessarily have to, do a sit down job. Like I worked at IT. I worked in IT also because like I was studying IT. So like I was like it made more sense to, like working in IT just to get that experience type stuff. So I started doing that and honestly, it was low-key like one of the best jobs I had because like I was able to do like 65% schoolwork and 35% work. And I had like the coolest bosses ever who were genuinely like they understood that we had to get work done. But like if they gave us work to do, we had to do it just because, just to show like mutual respect, like we respect that you are giving us like time to like get homework done and you allow us to do all these things but like we also have to like show up for actual work and like put in do the work that they are paying us to do type stuff. So I do appreciate my bosses for that. Like they were super cool. I did have this one overzealous coworker who liked to do the most. Like I love him to death, but like he would go and literally find work for himself and then try and ask me to join him in the work and I'd be like no, and he gets so mad and I'm like baby, like I get that you want to do shit with yourself. Like I understand that, but I got shit to do. So I'm not about to like add to my shit just because you feel like doing extra shit. Like I'm doing the work that I was told to do and I do the extra work that the boss tells me to do. And since you're not the boss, there we go. Exactly. But no, he was the sweetest. Like I do love him to death. Like he was the sweetest. He was just like it's just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing anything that the boss doesn't tell me to do. Like that was just me. So um that happened. And I mean, like, how did I get this job? I really just searched on like our school portal. I think we have like a job portal. So like, if you're trying to get a job on campus, like they do have job portals, or you could, I think they have like a job fair early in the year where like all these departments come and they say they're looking for work or whatever. Or to be honest, you could literally just walk in and say, I'm looking for a job. Like it could really be that. I know that when I was looking for a job, my mom was like, why don't I work in the kitchen? I said, because I never work in the kitchen back home. Why would I come and be working in the kitchen while I'm outside here? No, thank you. And how they treated those people, atrocious. Like people would be leaving their place like, I don't know, maybe this was how I was raised. Like you always clean up after yourself, like regardless of wherever you are. Always clean up after yourself. So like I would literally like pack all my plates together, clean up the table if I made a mess and just like have it on the side. Or I would literally go and drop it off. But like people would just like throw things around, mix things all over the place and just expect people to come and clean it up for them because it's like it's not their job. And I mean very like if I was put in those shoes, would I want that to be me? No. So I would never like want to put somebody else in those shoes. So like if you're one of those people who are just dirty, like especially in like public places where like that somebody else is going to clean it up, please just like clean up your own shit because it's not fair to those people. And like I cannot imagine if you're the one who's cleaning up that shit, like you wouldn't want to do that to yourself or you wouldn't want somebody else to do it for you. So like just like be considerate. I think that's like my theme of life is just like be considerate as best as possible because you don't want somebody else to do that shit to you. So yeah. I did this IT job for about like 2 years, I believe. Yeah, I did this IT job for about 2 years. And honestly, like I did enjoy it. I love the like lax feeling of it, and I love the fact that I was able to like do homework and whatever. And like I made some really, really cool friends. I got to know a lot of people, which was very nice and really interesting. We had this one guy from Dubai and he honestly was so different. Like I just like genuinely enjoyed listening to him and how his brain works because I feel like his brain works so differently. So that was very interesting to like be around and learn from type stuff. So um I think the IT office is pretty cool. The only problem with me was the IT office was always behind the scenes. And as I grew older and I like, moved through the years, I was like, I feel like I want to be more outside. I want to really be able to interact with people. Like I was able to interact with people over the phone, but I wanted like that in-person warmth. So I started looking for another job where I could do that. And I started like going really hard in the gym and people would come at me and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, like how did you like do this squat? Like how do I do this squat that like it hits me in the right spots? Or how do I do this, hip thrust or whatever?" And I was like, "Bro, like I could actually like do this shit for work." So I went to see my friend was working at the gym at the time and I was like, "Bro, like do you think I could be like a personal trainer type shit?" And she was like, "Yeah, like they have openings." So I went and I applied for that and I did get a job in it. But the only thing was like I had to like plan my schedule and like find clients or whatever. Like they found clients for me, but like I had to like set my schedule with those clients and like set up like workout schedule or whatever and just like daily checkups or whatever. And I genuinely loved it. Like the only thing was it was less money like my IT job was paying me really good. Like of all the jobs on campus, like my IT job was like top paying. And not that it was like anything crazy. It was just like bare minimum wage. Like literally like maybe like 2 cents higher than minimum wage. But like compared to what everybody else was getting paid, like we were the highest paid in the school at the time. And then I had to like cut down my hours just because like I wasn't feeling fulfilled at the IT spot anymore. Like I still had the job there just because, the money was still good, but I had less hours. I think I was doing like 10 hours or like 15 hours. And then I was doing like the remaining 5 or 10 hours at the gym spot. And I just felt more fulfilled, like being able to like talk to people, being able to encourage people and just like listen to them. I think I was working out with this one female and she literally like broke down crying and she was like, "I didn't think I could do this. Like, thank you so much for encouraging me." And that also made me start crying too because it was like, bro, like I did that to somebody. I made somebody feel confident about themselves. I made somebody feel seen. And I was like, bro, like I really love this and I want to do this like full time. But obviously, like, I wasn't going to go and study doing the gym because like I was good at the gym, but like I also had shit to learn in the gym. So I wasn't about to do that. But like I just feel like that was just an opportunity to kind of like learn something new about myself. Like I realized that I was somebody who genuinely enjoyed just like bringing out the best in people and like making people feel like they could believe in themselves or you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if that makes sense and I don't know if I'm going off topic, but like that's kind of the shit I like if that makes any sense. So yeah, the money wasn't that great, but like I feel like it was more fulfilling for me. So like I wasn't more so doing this job to like get more money. I was doing it to feel more fulfilled in what I was doing. And then the IT job was just like for the money type stuff. So like yeah. I think for me, like just because I started making more money, I felt so independent. I didn't need to like rely on my parents for money. I mean, besides like tuition, like I didn't necessarily like ask my money for I didn't necessarily ask my parents for any money for anything else. Like everything I needed, I handled it. Like if I needed to save up money to like do something, I would save up that money and, put it together and use it to do whatever I needed to do. And I felt very liberated with that just because like as I mentioned earlier, like money was such a sensitive topic back home and like I just would rather not. You know what I'm saying? And would rather avoid being called selfish or be called whatever that I was being called, honestly. Like at this point, like when people say I'm selfish, I'm like, okay, cute. Like what's new? Like keep it pushing. But like I just feel like having my money was just like more liberating. You know what I'm saying? So only thing I would say is like when you start making money, like don't blow it doing new clothes and like buying DoorDash. And this was like one mistake I did make. Like I was saving money, but like I also lacked self control. So like if I saw something that was really cute, I would get it. And then I'd be looking at it and I'm like, bro, like I really do even need this for real. But like I just wanted to have it to have stuff. Like you do need to have self control like when you start making money, like you start getting your own bucks or whatever. Um a couple of things I will say to like make more money because see, let me tell you something. The thing about this America or wherever you say there's money to be made. I don't know how it works for other countries, so I'm not going to like speak too much on other countries, but like I feel like this is helpful information regardless of what country you're in. But when you start making money, I would suggest like saving up money too, right? Because when you're done with school, you're going to like need some stability to stay on your feet while you're looking for something if you haven't found something yet. But like, if you have some money just saved up, you could use that money to like, get yourself together, get your act together when you're done with school. But when I say saving money, like you're not just like keeping money in the bank, like that's not cute. Like the money isn't going to, the money is just wasted. I would recommend like if you want to start saving money, like save money in a high yield saving account. So like there's so many high yield saving account where like you get some interest added to your money like every month. And I think like even though it's like 2 cents, 3 cents, 30 cents, whatever, like that's money that could be accumulated. So if you started saving money freshman year till final year or senior year, you're making like all those 30 cents are going to accumulate to at least like a couple K or maybe like 1K at the most, like type stuff. So like don't just see it as, oh, the money isn't that much. Like the money isn't that much right now, but when you accumulate all that money together, it's going to be at least $1,000 or more. You know what I'm saying? So get a high yield savings account. I was using Capital One, the savings account, but also like do your research with these stuff because like maybe now like things have changed because when I first did it, at first like I thought Capital One was the best for me at that time. So like do your own research and like learn more about high yield savings account and what banks do like have the best, high yield savings accounts. You know what I'm saying? So like do your own research on your part, also invest your money too. Like maybe you could take like a small percentage of your money and like put it into like the SPF 500 or something. Like it doesn't have to be like any crazy money, like $200 or nothing. Like you could literally just put like $10 in there and just leave it there. Like every paycheck you put in $10, every paycheck you put in $10. And by the time you're done with school final year, they're going to have like a couple $1,000s in there. So like that's passive income money that you're making without even having to do so much work with the money. You know what I'm saying? So like keep those things in mind. If things are like super like if you don't really know much about investing or whatever, which is also my case, you could literally just do some research, honestly, on TikTok, YouTube, and the two apps I used were Fidelity Investments and Vanguard, which I have seen to be like some of the best for investing and just like letting everything handle everything for you. I didn't really use Vanguard like that. I did put some money in there, but like I'm more focused on Fidelity right now just because it's easier to understand and like you could actually like see what's going on and like that was just me. Like I'm a little slow and things like that. So like Fidelity was like really, really helpful. And there's more info about Fidelity. There's more info about both, but like Fidelity is what I use. So that's why I'm recommending Fidelity. Okay. Um Another thing that you should do is definitely make sure that your bank has some benefits. Like whatever bank you're using. Like please, when I first came, I was using our local bank. Okay. And our local bank, I cannot use it back home in Nigeria, which was crazy to me. So when my auto payments weren't going through and I would try to call the bank, first of all, I was spending money calling this bank and they wouldn't be able to give me any advice. They were like, oh, you're not in the country right now, so there's really nothing we can do. Make sure you get your bank that you could actually use internationally because like when shit hits the fan, like you need to be able to get into your account and you need to be able to like operate. You do not want a bank that says, yeah, like we only work locally. Like that's absolutely insane. I ended up like canceling that bank completely. And I stuck with Capital One. So I'm going to like speak on Capital One because like that's what I have. But Capital One also does like cashback match. So like they have these things like every 3 months where like if you spend money at certain places, you get money back for using it. And then at the end of the year, you get the money that they give you back. So right now on my Capital One, I think I have like $100, $200 and it is like matched to like $400. So like next year I'm going to have $400 coming back to me for doing absolutely nothing. I mean, obviously besides spending money, like I'm having that money coming back to me. So like look for banks that have like benefits like that because see, as I've said, there is money to be made. There is money that is literally just hanging out. Like you just have to like have that information, look into that information. I may probably have somebody come on the podcast who like is into finance and could actually like help you guys out and break down this information a bit more because if you don't really know this information for real, like if you don't study it or look for it, like it's not commonplace. So I'm definitely probably going to have somebody on the podcast who kind of like speaks about this and like just like tells you like how to like get into passive income and like making money that way or whatever. But yeah, you guys. Yeah. Second thing, maybe third thing I want to say is credit cards. Like you do need a credit card. Like eventually, like you need to start building up your credit so that when you get out of school, you're able to get an apartment, you're able to get a car, you're able to get whatever you need. Because your credit is your currency. Like literally no bank, no company, no car, no apartment is going to take you seriously if you say you don't have credit. Okay. There have been very special situations where like for apartments at least, where you could be like, oh, I don't have credit, but my parents are going to pay the whole rent for the next 6, 7 months, 1 year in full while I build my credit. That has been like a 1 in a million ratio that I've seen personally. But I would say like just start building your credit. And with credit, like you also have to like have self-control. You also have to have discipline. If you don't have, you don't need to buy. If you're not going to pay the money back, don't get it. Period. Like if you don't have the money sitting in your account at the time, you don't need to buy that shit. Because one thing you don't want to do in America is owe these people money. They are ruthless. Okay, like they do not care. Like if you don't pay the money now, they will just keep on adding and adding and adding. And something that was $50, you start selling it for $500 because you weren't able to pay it. Like you do not want to owe these people. So like whatever, like how I did it was like whatever money that I want to spend on my credit card, I need to have that money in my debit card ready to pay. And then your credit card, see, debit card, just think of debit card as cash. Like there's really nothing else it does besides it being cash. Your credit card is kind of like, I don't know, like buy now, pay later type thing. But just regard, like, you know how you have like regular cash? And then people say, like, well, I have a debit card. No, your debit card is your cash, but on a plastic card. So, like, don't ever think of it like anything like that. And then you should have like an account where you pay your bills. So, like, maybe your Netflix account bills or whatever bills. And then you have another account for like, just emergency funds on your debit card. And then you have your savings account. Another thing I was using was YNAB that helps you like budget your money, whatever. So like you could use that to kind of like see like if you want to go on trips, if you want to like spend money for different things, you could use that to kind of like know where your money is going to or like place your money wherever. And yeah, just again, like make sure that you're paying your money off with your credit card because that would boost your credit score. Amber, like imagine you having like a solid credit score getting out of school. Like everybody will want to give you a house. Everyone will want to give you not a house, but everyone will want to give you like an apartment. Everyone wants to give you a car because they're like, yeah, this person is trustworthy. They pay their money on time. Blah 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 blah. So like yeah, like that's basically what credit is for. So just keep all those things in mind when you are trying to like figure out your finances. And I think with finances, like, try and get money from wherever you can get money because there is so much money to be made. Like, literally, so many things that if I wish I had known them when I was in freshman year because I would have been like a thousandaire or something. Like I would have had like at least some money getting out of school. You know what I'm saying? But I would say this, like do a lot of research on finances. And I know it's boring. And I feel like they make it boring so that people don't actually research so they actually don't know the tea. So I'm here coming to tell you that you need to do your research on these finances thing. And you need to like get in there and like we've spoken about high yield savings account. We've spoken about banks that you can use them back home. We've spoken about banks that also like give benefits as well. Like benefits are so huge. Like there are some banks that are giving out like crazy cashback matches. So be on the lookout for those kind of banks. Um, yeah, make sure that wherever you're putting your money, like you're getting your money's worth for storing your money in those banks. And don't you ever think that, oh, like you need to like stay with this bank because that's who you started with. No, these banks don't care about you. They care about your money. And if they're not serving your money the way you need it to serve you, you could carry your money and move to another bank. Like there's no even stressing about it. Like please, like don't even. Okay. I think like as international students, I feel like the best kind of money is the passive income type of money. Like money you're not really doing too much for. Like you're just putting in $10 and you're getting some money back. Like I think that's the best kind of money, at least for now. So I kind of like stay put, put your mind together while you're looking for something. And I think, having those like backup savings accounts like are always good to have because when you do get out of college and like things are a bit iffy all over the place, like you're able to get you're able to still be stable, like without asking your parents for money or whatever. And I don't know if I have any readers on this podcast, people who like to read books. I love to recommend books to people. I read a lot of finance books. So a couple of books I've read are Rich as Fuck by Vivian too. And I think that's a really solid read for anyone who is trying to like figure out or understand like the process of making money in America or maintaining money in America. I also think the psychology of money is a really good one to kind of just understand the actual psychology of money and how people think when it comes to money or how rich people think when it comes to money. Which other books have I read, dude? I think those are the main two I've read when it comes to money and understanding how money works in America. But if I do figure out any other books, I probably post them on IG and share with you guys. So yeah. You guys, I'm so sorry. I'm a nerd. It's really not my fault. It's really not my fault. So just it's really not my fault, so just bear with me, okay? All right. Alrighty, wannabes, let me know your favorite bits from this episode. I know we spoke about a lot of stuff when it comes to money. I know that this episode for my money people, like this episode, you're just like jotting down all the tea or whatever. So like, let me know what your favorite bits of this episode was. Please, please, please leave a review if you can. And obviously, I will be giving you guys. Honestly, you guys, I don't know if I've told you, but we're going to start Wannabe Wednesdays where I would read all of your reviews, all of your comments. Anyone who sends an email via our email, I would read that on live and also invite people on the live to like share their stories on the live, you guys. So Wannabe Wednesdays, throw that in your calendar. I haven't like figured out what time it is because I'm in a different time zone. And yeah, that's a little bit crazy. But we'll get into that a bit later. But don't forget to follow us on IG at wannabeamericana.com for some BTS and tidbits here and there. Also, if you want to share your Wannabe Americana story, and I keep on begging you guys. At this point, I'm begging y'all. Like, please share your stories with me. I want to hear. I want to like feed off of this and like heal or share my advice the best way I know how to. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would Biani do type stuff. But if you want to share your wannabe story, DM us on IG or reach out to us at hi@wannabeamericana.com. Talk soon, babes.